And hello, everyone. Whoop, and I've got my picture up. Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to Toy Soldiers Old School. This is a bonus episode. We are still enjoying our time with the chat crew, getting to feature on center stage, which is kind of awesome. My name is Diane Morrison. I'm known in the community as Sable Aradia, and I'm the creator of the Toy Soldier Saga. I will be one of two game masters for this game. I will also be assisted by my husband, Aaron.
Yo.
When I'm not game mastering, I play Commodore Celine Wintermist, who is an idealistic young priestess who joined the Avalonian Navy in order to see the universe and maybe help some people out along the way. My and her pronouns are she or they. And we'll go over to Stretch.
Oh, I'm DM Stretch. Stream on Twitch, obviously, same name. World builder, TTRPG creation stuff. And today I'll be playing Everlith Oleander, the bosun of the ship. Elf. He's been sent here to. Someone's got to keep the crew in line. Also, there's another mission. He's undercover royal guard. He's been sent here to protect the princesses.
And pronouns.
And pronouns for both as he, him.
Awesome. And then we'll go over to Rowan.
Hi, I'm Rowan. I play Lady Von Vinstarsong. I don't think she's officially been promoted yet, but she's going to be shortly. Currently, she's an ensign in the Avalonian Imperial Navy. Well, actually, the Avalonian Imperial Marines, but she wound up there from the Navy. She initially started with the Navy. She's the party druid aboard the Voidchaser, and she's pretty approachable and happy-and-go-lucky, likes to stab slavers in the groin. And her pronouns are she, her, and so are mine.
Awesome. Drop the link to your game channel there that you've been doing your game on, Rowan, so that people have an opportunity to go check it out. Rowan DMs a game on a channel whose order of initials I never remember.
Dr. PDQ.
That's the one.
Yeah,
Dr.
PDQ. Just saying
right, PDQ.
Pretty darn quick.
Gotcha.
PDQ Bach.
Awesome. Okay.
I got it.
I asked him if he was related to PDQ Bach, but...
Right. And it's your turn.
Yep.
Aaron.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah.
I'm Aaron, known online as Aaron Ree, which is spelled exactly as it sounds, R-A-G-H. All right. My pronouns are he, they. All right. I play the part in general in this situation of Selnaris Kimarne, the Imperial Crown Prince, who isn't the Emperor only because he doesn't have a crown.
The crown is missing.
The official crown of the Empire is missing, so he can't take control.
And his pronouns
right?
are also...
His pronouns are he, him.
Right. Okay, and Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris. I play Ariad. He's the kind of grizzled older guy of the main group. He's a Marine and a Duke, and he has recently been promoted to Major and placed in command of the Marines in Telasian System. And he still thinks like a sergeant, so he's not real comfortable with being a Duke or a Major, but he's going to do the best starting job he can. And our pronouns are he, him.
Awesome. And Eli.
Hello there. I am Eli Quake, and I am playing Aaron Skywing, Private Aaron Skywing, who is a idealistic, if sometimes cranky, cleric monk in the Marines. Their pronouns are they, them. Mine are they, he.
Awesome. Eli streams on Twitch as well under Eli Quake, and they stream mostly writing, occasionally music, and definitely world building. So check them out as well. And we'll move down to Siobhan.
Hello, I'm Siobhan the writer. I'll be playing Captain, don't call me Lilac Madrimlian, who is an altruistic elf who joined the Avalonian Imperial Navy out of family obligations, has been shifted to the Marines as part of the Magpie Saga testing program, is working at getting a Black Ops operation off the ground, and
He's
has
recently been put in charge of one.
Yep, and has just put together. He's just been promoted to captain from lieutenant, so he could actually be in charge of one, with the go-ahead by
The Crown
certain
Prince.
diplomatic entities. Hey, Black Ops, reasonable deniability.
Yeah. The term you're looking for is plausible deniability.
Yeah.
But
Plausible
pronouns,
deniability.
please.
My pronouns are she, her. The Drumlians are he, they.
Perfect. And we'll move over to Dragon Magpie.
Howdy, I'm Dragon Magpie, writer and world builder, and I'm playing Color Sergeant Nibblin Opal Arbor, who is an Alfar warlock that has found herself from joining into the Imperial Navy underaged to escape her quite nasty mother, to somehow finding herself all the way at the rank of Color Sergeant while also being recruited into Lieutenant Mads, or no, not Lieutenant anymore, but
Captain
Captain Madriblian's Black Ops group. Both of our pronouns are she, her.
Awesome. Just before I continue, Siobhan also streams over at Siobhan the writer _Siobhan, and she streams writing and world building. And Dragon Magpie also streams, and I believe it is Dragon Magpie, right? That you stream under?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I stream as Dragon Magpie, just no rhyme or reason.
Okay.
Yeah. Whenever she streams.
Yeah, it's not on it's not a regular schedule, but when she does stream, she streams world building and occasionally games. So, and let's go over to Daz.
Hello, I am Dazzlecat, and I will play the role of Color Sergeant Dazzlecat, who changed her name because she didn't like her birth name, or given name, I should say. And she got into some trouble, stole a Marine uniform, and snuck aboard a ship. And then all hell broke loose, and now she is stuck being a real Marine and has actually gained rank. Our pronouns are she, her.
Awesome. And last but not least, Barbarossa.
Hello there, my name is Barbarossa Sparklebeard. I will be playing Barbarossa Blackfinger, a intrepid, if not cynical gnome who decided to try and sneak aboard a Navy vessel just before war was declared to try and get a few quick bucks by stealing some loose ammunition, some food, some regular supplies, and might have stayed a little bit too long on the boat. And now he's, I wouldn't say punished, but it's very much being punished on accounts. And our pronouns are he, him.
As in he's been drafted into the Marines as well. Yep.
Yeah. So from one job to the other.
Yep. Absolutely. All right. So this is episode 70.5, which I am calling Friends in Low Places Part 2. We're going to be focusing on the adventures of the chat crew tonight. Those of us who are here from the regular PC game are here because our characters may be important for people to interact with. But we're all basically playing NPCs tonight, which is kind of fun. Stretch or Barbarossa, which one of you would like to tell us what was going on with you guys when last we left you?
Okay. Well, as I was off duty, myself and Barbarossa went out for just a casual drink.
Don't lie to us. You're never off duty.
No, a bosun is never off duty, especially a sergeant major. But that's why off duty was very much in inverted commas. I was doing a bit of a scouting mission. I was integrating myself with a lot of the off-duty crew and just general people to see what the general mood was. I was checking for any sort of comment, good and bad, and see if there's anything we need to keep an eye on. As we were walking along the dock area, I was apparently oblivious. Barbarossa found a flyer for potentially a rebel group.
It's because I'm
Not
close
sure.
to the ground.
Yeah. It was on the floor, and I'm quite tall, so I'll take that. We're not too sure. There's a little bit of dissent in the leaflet, and that's about as far as we got.
Right. Oh, hey, thank you very much for the contribution to the reading challenge there, Moonflower. Much appreciated. I guess we're at 75% of the next reading challenge. Thanks, Daz.
Yeah, I'll do it too.
If you're wondering what that's about, I am reading my novel, which takes place in this universe, A Few Good Elves. It takes place a couple hundred years after the events of this game, in the second Interstellar War. And I've been reading it live on Saturdays on this channel starting at 1 p.m. Pacific. So we're doing it in parts, and that's for the next part. So thank you for your contributions, guys. Thanks, Aaron. Thanks, Clockwalker. Thanks, Eli. Awesome. All right. Now, let's see. What was going on with the crew who went to Phoenix Rock? Who would like to tell us about that? Do we want to get Madrimlian to put Siobhan on the chopping block again like we usually do?
I will, because Siobhan had to go.
That's true. All right, go for it.
Okay, we got back after a few unhappy shenanigans down at the docks, and we got with Solnaris and Crowley, and that was me, Magpie, Crowley, Madrimlian, and Solnaris. Solnaris took us to a special place and created us into a Black Ops unit under the orders of Madrimlian. And then took us to, was it Phoenix Rock, was it called?
Yep.
And when we got there, the bell was ringing and there was about to be a serious confrontation between the Elven base and the many goblins at the civilian docks. And so Solnaris sent me and Magpie to go break up a fight that was going on after Eli had flown over and seen that there was trouble. So the three of us went together with Eli guiding us, and when we got there, we found out that the elves that had been fighting with the goblins were now tied to a mast aboard a goblin ship. So we decided to negotiate, bought a whole bunch of liquor and pastries, and went and negotiated with the goblins. And after some communicating with Solnaris, we are doing that. I am currently with Ghost, and I have a seal in my hand. I'm about to go into wherever he is where we can do a contract, and that's where we stopped.
Okay.
Into the captain's ready room.
Do we need to mention what Quill was doing?
Yes, I think so. Oh, I forgot that.
Go for it.
Well, Nimlin was with Daz, and they were being called back to be taken to Phoenix Rock when Nimlin's familiar, an albino crow, Quill, noticed some suspicious behavior and decided to tail a few Alfar Marines, all in a group. Quite suspicious, to be completely honest. And so, following them to their location, he discovered where an apparent rebel group, or dissent group at the very least, was gathering and quite literally standing on a soapbox and giving speeches.
Yes.
Now, Madrimlin and Crowley had changed out of uniform, and we're actually going to do a seek out information. And I believe we were looking for the certain members of certain syndicates.
Yep, that's right. But since you are a player character and so is Crowley in the regular group, we'll
do
be dealing
that
with
in
that
the
on
regular
Sunday.
group.
Yep, exactly.
At our regular time. So basically, Madrimlian is here in case the Black Ops group needs to talk to him and get orders. Yep,
Yeah.
We're all NPCs tonight, which is fun. I think it's fun. Okay.
So sit down, Madrimlian, and take a back seat.
Take a bath? Okay.
Take a bath. Not with your headset on. Trust me, that's bad.
Yeah.
I have an earpiece, as you can see in the thing here. Right? I wore it into the tub.
And the dog has
poured it-
eaten 2, and 1 fried because it got a short in it or something.
Yep.
And I don't want to buy anymore. Let's just say that.
I wore this one into the tub and poured a bucket of water over my head with it on.
Someone did forget to tell you she was going live again. I am sorry, Pride. Yes, you're right. I said I would tell you and I forgot. But we are just getting started now. We went through all the introductions and the when last we left. And speaking of which, we're now going to pick up with Evolith and Barbarossa. So, what are you doing next?
Oh, I turn to Barbarossa and say, you've got 2 possible leads. I still think those 3 back in the tavern were suspicious, but I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to follow them because they looked right at us. They would have clocked me right away. So, but we've got this leaflet. What do you think? What do you want to do?
Well, with those Alfar, they're probably going to be leading up the trouble. We're probably going to be heavily outnumbered. But with the printing press, we can easily just break that down and make it unrepairable. So I think our easier option is probably going after the printing press.
Yeah, you're pretty good with machinery and things, aren't you?
I give him that big old gnomish smile. Crooked teeth and all.
And cover your back while you do it. No problem. Well, we don't need to go in guns blazing. We need information first. So we need to find out who they are, what they're up to.
I say we play some disgruntled types looking to tell a story. That should get us a pretty easy in.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you keep looking like a bosun like you are.
Yeah. Point. Just I might let you do the talking because you're better with that. I'm more of an action person. Words, not my strong suit.
I'm pretty good at configuring a sentence. I think I can get it figured out.
So,
Tally ho!
needs
Any
need to find it out. Well, all we've got is a leaflet. What did it say on the leaflet? Any information we can glean from it?
So out of character, if I remember rightly, the leaflet didn't really have much, but it did have a printing company name that we seem to recognize as a pretty small base, maybe just like a printing press in someone's backyard shed or something.
Mm-hmm.
But is that correct, Sable?
Yep, that's right.
I'm pretty sure that if we keep looking around and maybe go to a bar that's not right on the docks, we might be able to get someone who knows about this place. I say we go to maybe not to a bar, but possibly to a workhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Should I be nice to them, do you think? Or wait, no, Quill is with the other group now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
So no, Quill is with Alfar. They were...
Right.
So, yeah, and I don't know about all that.
Nope.
Yeah.
And
I can't make it.
Didn't somebody's the Fey Dragon, got sent.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on Quill, yeah.
And me being with the lower classes, if we go to a workhouse or any bar close to a workhouse, those are my kind of people. I can easily charm them. Wait,
yep.
I grabbed some mud. I grabbed some mud off the road and quickly start dirtying myself up so I don't look like I'm in some nice, clean naval uniform. I mean, I got some gunpowder on my pants, but that's not going to count for much.
I kind of start doing the same as well. I make myself look a bit
grubby,
lower class than not that far, but simple working man rather than who I really am.
And then as you're doing that, I do real quickly, like, you're going to want to get it right in between your fingers, underneath your fingernails, and then run it through your hair.
Noted. Okay.
I do that, and then we start marching off.
Okay. Let's go back to the other group here for the moment.
Okay.
So, you're about to sign the contract. An agreement.
Well, he takes you into the captain's ready room, where you see an extravagant layout, typical of human captains. His quarters take up about a third of the back of the ship. Right? And in his quarters, you see there is a incredibly huge wolfen creature. You assume is probably a Varg. Right? It's about...
would I have seen those? I would have seen those bodies before, wouldn't I have?
Which Varg bodies?
Yeah.
Yes.
That one. Okay, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you assume it's a Varg, right? Stands about 3.5 foot at the shoulder, right? Weighs about 400 pounds. All right. And there's 2 goblin women. One who is obviously younger, about the equivalent you would think of about 20-ish. And the other one is older, about the equivalent about 35.
And yes, you absolutely can give that to Daz, and maybe not a lot of the other characters, because Dazzlecat spent a fair bit of time with the goblin prisoners of war we had.
Mm-hmm. What's that? Give what to Daz?
The information, the fact that, what age they're likely to be, right? Because who the fuck knows? They're goblins. They all look alike, right?
Yeah, it's true. Right. One has more wrinkles than the other one.
And as for the Vargs, we had a ship that we destroyed that had Varg bodies flying all over space.
Yep. The Varg gets up. We have guests, it says.
I raise a brow to that.
Its mouth didn't move.
I still heard it despite my mind.
Oh, it's not a mind thing. It was definitely came in your ears.
Oh, okay.
All right. Ghost says yes, and a couple of elves have come to represent the elven people here on the base. Yes. This is Chernobog.
Good to meet you.
She says, it's good to meet you too. I don't meet too many elves.
Honestly, I don't meet too many Varg either.
Hmm.
We don't seem to float in the same space, pretty much.
Are you boys or girls? Says the younger of the two goblin girls.
Me? I am a girl.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Hmm.
Wouldn't it be more apparent in Dazzlecat's case that she's a changeling?
Yeah. It is more apparent, but
Daz does tend to have more curves than your average elf maid. That is true.
Yeah.
Because she is part human.
Well, I sort of assumed you were, she says. Looks at Nimlin.
Oh, I thought Nimlin was still upstairs.
Nimlin is serving the alcohol from her big barrel, and I think Eli was making tea with her tea kettle.
Yep, I was making tea.
I ended up going in alone.
Right.
Clutching that seal like my, I didn't want to lose it.
That seal, yeah. He says, okay, let's come to a reasonable accord. He says, I don't want problems with the Elven Navy here. He says, I come here to do business. He says, so can we divide up the dock? He says,
I'm fine with that, just as long as civilian elves have room
we have
to
nothing
put their
into
ships.
civilian elves. Civilians can do whatever they want. He says, as long as you'll understand that there's a difference between military and civilian goblins, you don't have any problem with that either.
I don't have a problem discerning that. That's why we're making this accord, to make those that are less able to discern that to have something that they have to obey.
Right. He says, so, he says, we'll take the north part of the docks. You take the south. He says, we'll leave a place of 12 docks in between us that we will avoid.
Yes.
He nods. He says, in city, he says, neutral zone.
Agreed.
No fighting. He says, I'll keep my goblins from fighting your elves if you'll keep your elves from fighting my goblins. He says,
I am not enough rank to actually order that, but this treaty can be enforced by the officers who are. I wanted to be honest about.
Yep. Yeah, I understand. You're a color sergeant.
Yes. Although I look at him funny, like, how did he know?
Because you recently promoted too, I would imagine.
I'm like thinking to myself, damn it, I knew I shouldn't have dropped that shield when I did. But oh well.
He says, no, I'm not reading your mind, I'm reading your expressions. He says,
well, that's a neat trick. I need to learn.
Yeah. He says, It's almost as good as mind reading.
Handy.
He says, I understand that you, he says, I've just got word, have had good relationships with the Syndicate. Since you've honorably returned some of our goblins to us.
We did.
He says, it goes a long way with me. I don't normally have a lot of respect for elves, to be honest with you. He says,
I can
but
understand that.
he says, elves generally treat goblins no better than orcs do. He says,
Yeah. Elves can
he
be
says,
elvish, is the way she puts it.
He nods. He says, elves can be as biased as any sentient being. He goes, I have nothing personally against elves. He says, I don't judge an entire species. He says, I hope that I'm dealing with somebody who would do the same.
I believe I do.
Good. He says, all right, this is... Sorry. He says, okay, so this is what we've got here. He says, pens down some notes. He says, I'm going to get my wife to write this up.
I look at what he wrote.
Basically, he just wrote down pen notes of what you guys just discussed. Right? We take this area, you take that area, the city's there. A treaty prevents us from fighting. Right?
And there's a no man's dock area.
And no man's dock area between us. Right.
And staying out of bow shot of each other's respective core region.
Yeah.
So no elves are not to go within bow shot of goblin ships, and goblins are not to go within bow shot of the elven base.
Or the elven ships in dock.
Yes.
Yep.
Looks good to me. Does she have neat handwriting? Nice and fancy.
Nice and fancy.
Good.
The other goblin woman in the room introduces herself. She has red skin. And now that you look for it, she also has horns.
Wow.
She says, I'm sure Soa. She says, I'm Ghost Mother.
Very good to meet you.
I like meeting elves that don't want to immediately run us through, she says.
Well, while we're all chatty, would you happen to have any cups?
Cups, of course, she says. She brings them out.
I pull out a couple bottles, put them on the table. You know, I do have a couple still sticking out of my pockets. A couple more stuck in my pants. And I pour drinks into every cup.
What was that? Sorry, I missed that. Guys, we got a loud noise in the background.
As she put the cups out on the table, I opened one of the bottles and poured into each cup.
Yep. She takes it and without even a blink of suspicion takes a sip from it. Oh, that's good, she says. Thanks, says Ghost, and takes another cup.
And I take the last one, letting
Yeah.
all three of them get first pick, and I'll take whatever is left.
Yeah.
And then I hold up my cup, and then I hold it out, and I say, "To peace," for however long we can make it last.
I think that peace is always a good thing, says Ghost. Yeah, I'll drink to it. He holds his cup up, and you all drink to peace.
So, what kind of business you into?
And goes, information.
That's a very good business, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And why are you looking for some?
Oh, I'm always looking for some. Not sure what exactly I need at the moment, but I would
Goes, all
definitely.
information is for sale under the right price. He says, but not all information is necessarily accurate. He says,
I
I don't
understand that.
trust some of my sources.
Is the woman, is she the one, is she writing out the paper, or
Mm-hmm.
is she still talking with her?
No, that was the mother who was talking. The other one is his wife.
Oh.
Right, he introduced her as Elira.
Yes. Is that, yeah, okay. Later. I was wondering,
Mm-hmm.
since, you guys are here and all, do you know of a way through the blockade? Yeah, I know I'm Navy and all that, but I have other interests,
He
maybe
was,
personal.
for the right price, I could give you away through the blockade.
I do have the coins to pay it.
He goes, I don't want coins. He says, I want information. So I trade in information.
Information for information.
Yes.
Sounds about right. What you looking for?
He goes, I want to know what the remaining strength of the ground forces are. He goes, we have sketchy reports that basically they're devastated.
To be honest,
Ground
Daz
force.
doesn't have any real idea of exactly
Yeah.
what would be left because we don't either.
All right.
I have absolutely no idea.
Okay.
I
So
know the
then
city
can
is
you confirm
destroyed.
for me the king is dead?
I'm thinking. Well, trying to think of how secret that's gonna be, and then I'm thinking about all the Alfor shenanigans already starting. I'm like, that's not gonna stay secret. So I say, the king is dead.
And his son?
His son is taking his place.
Okay. That's good enough. He says, on the far side of Arianrod, he says, there is a bright spot where the sun shines off the necklace. I can't remember what you guys called that. He says, it blinds Orcish crews, so they avoid that area. You could probably slip a small ship through there.
Thank you.
He says,
If there's ever any other future information you want to deal in, and
He
obviously
smiles.
I roll up my left sleeve and I show him my tattoo, the butterfly tattoo. That if you look really close, the body
He
is
notices. He nods. Because I'm familiar with the fairy lights.
good. And I really, you can get to me through them.
Yes. He says, I got a lot of uses for people like you if you ever wanted to join my organization, he says.
Oh,
And
I'm not into
he smiles.
organizations, although circumstances being what they are, I kind of roll my eyes. I am
Yeah, I hear
now,
ya.
but
Yes.
yeah, I like to keep my options, my future options. She corrected to really emphasize her future options
Yeah.
open.
Okay. Makes sense. You haven't closed any doors here.
Thank you. Is there?
What about you, Nimlin? He says. Interested in a job?
Nimlin is still,
Oh, right. They're outside. I forgot.
yeah.
What about your friends? Would they be interested? He says.
I'm pretty sure Nimlin might, but the other one is too new yet. I really don't know.
All right. Feel free to run it faster.
I will.
He nods. He says, there's a lot of benefits to working for me. Yes.
I will keep that in mind for when I'm not tangled with other pressing obligations.
All right. It's been a pleasure meeting you, Dazzle. Can I take a look at this contract?
I read the contract.
Yeah, it's basically very straightforward, plain language, right? It's written in Elven, right? Not Elfin, right? So that the language is more precise, right? And basically, then halfway through, when it's finished, the bottom half of the paper is translated into Orcish runes, which I don't think you read.
I do not read them.
He says it says the same thing in Goblin. He says it's so that we can show it to whichever side.
Makes sense.
Yes. She places another piece of paper over it and sprinkles some dust on the paper, and you see the words reappear themselves on top of it. He takes a seal and seals them both.
I use the seal that Selnaris gave me, and I seal both.
Okay. I mean, there's not one copy for you and one copy for us.
Yes.
There
She
you
did.
go.
I put the seal and I roll up the contract very carefully. I wanted to be like a precise roll and carefully put it in my pouch. No, actually, I put it into not my personal pouch. I put it into the silver chainmail pouch.
It's not enough room.
Oh, then it has
It's
to
full
go
of coins.
Okay. So I stick the contract up my sleeve because my pouch isn't. And then I put the seal in my pouch then.
Yeah. He says, well, it's been nice meeting you, Dazzlecat. Thank you for the drinks. They're delicious.
You're welcome. It was good to meet you all.
It's definitely a pleasure. I hope My next meeting with the elves is amiable.
I hope so too.
Yes. Oh. And Frosty sends his regards.
I'll raise a brow at him. Good.
Jesus.
That must mean he's doing well then. I'm glad.
He is. He's back on a goblin ship this time. Jesus.
Yeah, well, I kind of figured he would be.
Limit our
Considering the way things are.
exposure to orcs. It's always best, he says.
Yeah. Well, I hope he makes it through this craziness alive.
Yeah, me too, he says. I hope we all do.
Yes.
Good luck to you and your side, he says. We will be fighting.
Fortunately, we will. Good luck to you. And you can keep those. You can keep the booze.
Oh, thank you.
And then.
He says. And I had a gift for you guys, he says. He holds out a cane.
Okay.
Give that to Nimlin.
Thank you. I will.
He takes it back and he hits a hidden trigger on it, and a blade springs from the end of it.
Ooh, that's very neat.
And it's the goblin weapon. But it disguises nicely as a cane, so.
She will like that.
He says, gift for you is that you can consider the treaty invalid for you. You may come here anytime.
Thank you.
He says,
I'm honored by the privilege.
you're not. He says, I'm still courting you for my organization. He says, it'd be easier to do if I can actually talk to you.
Yes.
He says, and give my regards to your friend Nimlin. The Void's a hard master to serve.
Yes. And then I just nod, kind of raise both brows at him. Well, he knows that too.
He goes, do you know what the spell legend lore is?
I do, but my character does not. No.
Right.
I don't.
He says, I have mages fully capable of casting it. When I was going to meet with you, I had them cast it and then relay the information to me psychically.
Ah.
And that's how I know.
It's a spy spell.
It's a spy spell, yes. He says, it tells me everything I need to know about a person's past.
Interesting.
Is anything noteworthy?
Cool. I shall have to think of that. Some other time.
Like I said, I trade in information. He smiles.
You're very good at it.
He goes, I'll be honest with you, Dazzlecat. I also trade in wet work.
Interesting.
Isn't this? And I don't have any loyalty to the Solstice Pact. Since I have loyalty to whoever furthers my aims. And usually that's getting rich. He says,
Understood.
so for the right price, he says, just know that you can hire a group of assassins. I've already encountered some of my people. Yes.
I do have a question for you.
Hmm.
If I wanted to get in contact with you,
Hmm. He says, well, is privately, you mean?
well, yeah, I'm kind of in a position where I can't exactly go out and say, hey, I'm going to be gone for a couple hours to go hang with my buddy Ghost, you know. Can't do that.
Yeah, I hear you. He says, well, I'm going to be here for a while. So you can always sneak out and come here. He says, my people know to let you in.
I mean, more like
He says,
if I'm somewhere and I want to get a
if you went
message
somewhere
to
and
you.
you want to get a message to me, he says, call it to Sharasoa. She's got an ability that allows her to recognize when people call out to her. And she'll get a hold of you.
That's his mother, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. I look to her and I give her a
she nods.
nod. And nod back. I say, thank you.
You
And
don't
I
have to
tell
do
her
it loudly, just,
I promise not to do so for trivial things.
oh, it's okay. She says, I don't mind. She says, I can't leave the room on this ship, so
So you have time, in other words.
yeah, exactly. She says, I always like the company. She says, me and Nalira, we spend a lot of time together here.
Okay, I think I should be getting back now that I
Okay.
have this. And I'm going to take those two idiots on the mast, if you don't mind.
Yeah, he says, have them. Says,
And I'll march them
we wouldn't
back.
have killed them, but they sure made them wish they died.
Maybe they will learn a lesson. And I just roll my eyes.
Yeah, hopefully.
Very well.
He says, my crew is almost half Iparadare. You know what that is?
No.
He goes, I figured you might have learned a bit from Frosty.
I learned some, but we didn't have a lot of
Time? Okay, Iparadare goblins are fearless. Since unlike regular goblins, we're not about to cower and run. Mm-hmm. He nods. He says,
he was more interested in talking about grouping, so to speak.
mm-hmm.
That's what we were, but we never really got to get into more than that because things happened and it's war, time, duty.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, he's doing well.
I'm glad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's go and get these guys off your ship before more of them show up. Before I can get this paper back to where it needs to be.
Exactly. All right. Thank you. He extends his hand.
I extend mine.
And shakes.
Shake hands.
And shakes.
Alrighty.
So what's been going on with the Aaron and Nimlin outside in the meantime? They should have an opportunity to make some allies and stuff here.
Yeah, well, the goblins around this ship seem, first of all, cleaner than you expected there, Nimolin. All right? There's hardly that smell of sewer around here at all. Right? If they smell as dirty as normal sailors do, but not exceptionally so like goblins. Right? And they're really happy to have you serving liquor to them.
And tea. Don't forget the tea.
And tea.
Yep.
And tea, which with honey, they really like that. And they have a hold full of honey. That's what you find out they've got here.
Okay.
I'm like, I can get down with a hold full of honey. That
I
sounds
can-
good.
I can definitely get down with a hold full of honey, yeah.
Hmm.
I maybe see about bartering for a little bit of it.
Oh, they'll give you some.
Okay.
Yeah, the bosun sends for a barrel. They bring one up. It's a 45-gallon barrel.
Wow.
That's a lot of honey. I'll take it though.
There's a lot of bees in the place we come from.
I bet.
Did you know I once met another Alfar child that believed honey was made from crushed bees?
Oh, yeah? It's not.
They
He says.
legitimately believed that, and
Don't worry about that. That's Jamie trashing this place.
yay!
Do you guys strike up conversations with any of these goblins or anything?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I chat on about them. Probably start the conversation, trying to pick
Yeah.
up more words in Goblin.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm asking about the honey. I'm trying to figure out where it came from, and because it tastes good to me.
It came from Solstice Space.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Solstice Space is you've received some very basic primers in kind of where shit is in known space, right? Solstice is a system that tends to be primarily dominated by Fomorians, right? Up until recently, it's been impossible to pass, or it's been possible to pass through it because nobody cares.
No,
right?
they didn't have any regular cola, man. I'm sorry.
They occasionally
Yeah, I like it, but
they
I got more
occasionally
Dr. Pete in
demand
there.
tariffs.
I got some more Dr. Pete and some more
Honey.
root beer.
Okay.
Babe, can you please mute?
Sorry.
Thank you. Okay, so they occasionally demand tariffs and whatnot, right? But, they'll let people pass through just fine. And it's not exclusively Fomorians. There's humans and, a few other people, right? It's actually a system of a lot of inhabited planets. So, and it's also one of the main passageways to the Avalonian corridor. The way back to Avalon has been lost. You know that. That's
Okay.
basic Carthenian history, right? So actually, you probably know more about it than most of the characters here. But that is one way that people used to go to get back. So, and then they would... There was a way through a system there, but that system's been blocked now. But there are still elven-dominated systems along that corridor. If Solstice has declared war, then that means that you are fighting them on two fronts.
Okay.
That also tells me that the entirety of anyone in the Solstice Pack being booted out, there's going to be a lot of other people ticked off about it too.
Yep.
Yep.
So, along conversation, my role playing isn't the best tonight. Apologize for giving it in sentences instead of acting. Nimlin wants to know if they have anything really, really strong on board she can put in her food.
See, that's why I don't mute. Absolutely, they do. They have all sorts of heavy spices, peppers of all kinds.
Purple pepper?
Not yet.
The
No.
goblins I'm trying to say. If there was
Purple
something,
peppers.
if you had to kill an Alfar noble with a hot pepper, which one would you choose?
Oh, definitely Solstice Reapers.
Okay, I'd like. How much are those?
They'll give you some.
That's great.
Are they, what color are they? I get the feeling like they're white. Have we discussed this?
Yeah, they're white.
Yeah.
They're white goblins? Okay.
No, the
No,
peppers.
they're peppers.
Oh, the peppers. Okay.
Peppers come
White
out white.
peppers. Yeah. Although mostly you've got dried versions, so they're kind of an ivory.
Yeah.
Wow, these are pretty.
Yeah,
nice
pretty
colors.
yummy.
I sort of lean over to the bosun here and say, so what do you think these would do if you put them in like a blowgun on a dart?
What's that? You want poison? I can give you that, he says.
Oh, you've got poison?
Of course I got poison.
I will
want?
take some of your finest poison, sir.
All right. That'll have to sell you.
That's fair enough. Yes.
Says, but I can give you some. Let's see. Black dragon blood.
Ooh, black dragon blood. Nice.
About how much will that run me? You know, I do work for a living.
Well, about 100 gold pieces a dose. You got elven coins, though.
I do.
I'll still charge you 100 a good dose. I'll be nice to you.
Okay. I think I can manage that.
Don't forget Nimlin. Nimlin has a big pile of pocketfuls right at the moment. Because of the endless pouch, she kind of got loaded up.
Loaded up with gas.
So if you need more, you can just ask Nimlin. She can shovel more your way.
I don't know. Do I know Nimlin that well yet?
Well, considering
you were
she's the
there
one
when-
who just gave
Can
you
only
fistfuls
ask.
of coins to go get the pastry, she's just giving gold out everywhere.
Do be aware.
Nimlin.
Sorry, do be aware that many poisons are contraband.
Yes.
Black dragon blood almost certainly is.
Yes.
Especially because it also has to be harvested from some black dragon. Not many of them volunteer for that kind of thing, you know?
Nope.
I wonder
not many.
why.
Not many of them volunteer, that's for sure.
Are you kidding
There
me? I
are
bet
some
one
who
could
do,
make a
because
killing.
they're exactly. You can make a killing on it. A dose is about 1 gram's worth, so yeah. Give a pint of dragon blood and 10,000 gold.
A good way
I
for a
don't
young
need that.
dragon to make some money.
Yep.
Anyway, sorry, Nimlin, you were saying.
What was I saying? Oh, yes. Arian wanted to know if she knew Nimlin well enough.
Aaron.
Aaron,
Aaron, yeah.
yes. Brain just flying out the window. Nimmelin is the one who told you to go buy pastries and then shoveled several handfuls of gold out to you.
Okay, yeah. Might turn to Nimmelin then and say, "You want to go halvesies on this with me? I'll share it with you."
What are you trying to buy?
Black dragon blood poison.
Oh,
Do it.
let's say we'll do halvesies, and then another dose, and you can't tell anyone we have this. You know that, right?
Oh, I am aware. However,
Nimlin gets that in her head, by the way. Do it.
Can't,
Yeah.
can't, because we have
You
mine.
can't actually anymore. Not without the permission. Nimlin gets the impression that Madrimlian wants to talk to her in her head, is what happens.
Uh-oh.
And she gets the choice to allow it or not.
That's fair.
something wrong there, Nimmelin?
Nah.
No.
What were you buying again? And I give her money.
Just
Never mind, I'm
over.
busy. Try not to get too drunk on the goblin stuff. That's pretty strong.
Oh no, I'm a cleric. I'm sticking to the tea.
Did Nimmelin just say to Madrimlian, "Go away, I'm busy"?
Yeah, pretty much.
One way to talk to commanding officer.
Yep.
Listen, that was taught to Aries, not Madrimlian.
Okay.
I was basically going, I'm not gonna buy that, but then give Arian the money to buy it while pretending I didn't know what Aaron was buying.
Yes, Nimmelin suddenly has a glorious vision in her head of her mother drinking a spiked glass of wine and collapsing on the table.
Glurk, gack. Right, Madrimlian?
I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Meanwhile, Aaron is just going, "Yay! Now I have some poison for my blowgun."
Yep. Perfectly acceptable in sylph culture. They don't really understand why everybody else is all anti-poison. What the fuck? You know?
Yeah.
Poison's great.
Good way to
Of
break
course.
down game.
Nimmelin isn't helping by saying, no, that's really bad. Nimmelin's like, go ahead, buy more.
Sometimes when you get dunked into the void by an eldritch being, you kind of lose sight of things other mortals care about, such as poison, and whether or not it's ethical.
Not exactly. I lose sight of that in the void.
I will remind the players that we do not have the typical D&D interpretation of alignment.
No.
Just so that you are aware. It's more a matter of intent.
Right. And what you use it for.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
So-
honestly, if you use it to kill your mother, that's an evil act. But
That's normally how I
on the
run
other
my
hand,
game.
what's that?
So that's normally how I run my games. I always have my players put a big X in the alignment thing and just be like, your alignment is gonna be judged by your actions from like level 1 when you start the game, and I'm just gonna keep a little marker on like where you guys are at.
There's a system for that in Pathfinder, actually. You know that? If you had the complete the Ultimate Campaigns book, they've got a thing for numerical alignments and stuff. Right? That you can gauge your like 70% lawful or.
So the way I've always done it is I have a 1 to 10 scale. I have like a little chess piece, and it's for the whole party, not just for the individuals. Though I do do separate ones for it. They get split up. But basically, I put it where the party is from good to evil and just kind of shift it based on what they do at certain key points. Just makes it easier on myself.
That makes sense.
Nah, if Nimmelin wanted to murder her mother, she would probably do it with something that would react badly with alcohol. Give it to everyone, and then make sure only her mother was the one drinking alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Aaron buys a little bit of poison.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I come out on deck yet?
He says, "You want drugs or anything like that?"
Oh no, just some poison.
That's about where you come out on deck there, Daz. Or you want drugs or anything like that?
I just like roll my eyes, like, oh boy.
What stuff is illegal? What stuff is legal? Can I buy some stuff that's considered legal? Like, this is out of character question.
Oh yeah, you can buy things like willow bark and stuff like that. That's considered legal, right? When he's talking drugs, he's talking things like green immature star mushroom spores.
Opium.
Right?
I was still talking about poison.
Oh, poison. There's no such thing as illegal poison.
Drag.
Yeah, depends, right?
Yeah.
Like, if the poison can be used for something else.
Alcohol is illegal poison. You know?
Nutmeg is technically illegal poison.
Yeah. Right.
Any medication.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, not all of them are legal, though.
Nah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
right,
Dimmelin can't buy any of this stuff without getting in trouble, so she's gonna pretend she doesn't know it's there.
Aaron kind of tucks the poison that they bought like up their sleeve, and it's like, I don't have this, by the way.
I don't know what you're talking about. I hand her more money.
Yeah, Rowan is right, by the way. Cannabis is perfectly legal in the Avalonian Empire. Nobody gives a shit.
So is opium, actually, but generally used for medicinal purposes, not for chasing the dragon. Right? It's considered frowned on when you use it to chase the dragon all the time.
And it depends on what you mean by drugs, too.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's the elves make a traditional May wine that contains sweet woodruff, which is actually based on a real life recipe for traditional May wine, and it is a euphoric. It's a mild euphoric. So
makes you feel good.
Giggly.
Don't it make you feel like dancing?
Okay. So I have the two elves, right? Now.
Yeah, they cut him down laughing. Right? One of them gives him a boot, one of the guys a boot in a rump. Next time you want to pick on somebody smaller than you, you just remember this day.
I help them up and march them. Am I higher ranking than them?
Yes.
Oh, thank God. Come on. Let's go.
Come on, let's get you guys out of here. Don't say
look
anything.
At the goblins. Just march.
I grab my tea kettle, turn to the bosun. Thank you very much for your honey here, and
thanks
the other stuff.
For the exchange.
Yes, thank you for the exchange,
I'm like,
sir.
Says appreciate the tea. It was very good.
Thank you. And then I take the barrel of honey and
roll it.
He's huge for a goblin too, by the way. He stands about 5 foot tall.
Oh, yeah. So we're about the same height because I'm 5 foot tall. So.
How good a condition are the that were tied to the mast? Are they like staggering, or are they fully capable of walking?
Babe?
Oh, you didn't want to answer that? Yeah, they're capable of walking. They've been harassed. They got some scrapes and bruises.
Yeah, I punched in the face a few times, but
Yeah, one of them's got a swelling eye, you know.
I stop Aaron. You're not rolling the barrel. These guys will roll it. You need to fly up and guide us back.
Oh,
And
okay. Yeah.
and Nimmelin, I hand her the cane. This is for you. It's a fancy one. Hit the button, but don't point it at anybody unless you want to hurt them.
Alrighty. Hit the button. Chink. Woo. Where did you get this?
It was a gift of our peace negotiations. For these two, I said overly loud.
Man, Fishy should get beat up by goblins more often.
I just like do a face palm and shake my head. Like,
I sort of fly up and start looking around for the base and go, where am I again?
Emily.
Yeah.
You're a sergeant now. You gotta look like you're being officious and paying attention to our surroundings.
Right.
Oh. We gotta make sure that these two get back to base with the barrel and pretend we're looking for danger, so they have to do all the work. And we just walk.
I honestly can't imagine Madribbalian even trying to pretend he was looking for danger.
What?
I mean, the thing is, you're always looking for danger, right?
What'd you say, Madrimmelian?
Because Lieutenant Mad would definitely make somebody push a barrel of honey over for him just because.
Facts. Facts right there.
fact. No, you get to push the barrel.
It certainly wouldn't be inappropriate. I mean, like,
No.
they're obviously, they were being douchebags and they're in trouble and they know it.
Yeah, they're in trouble and they know it.
They, you know, they're like,
They
Ab
picked a
Sergeant,
fight.
and they, you know, start rolling the barrels obediently.
And I guess we just follow Aaron back to base. Keeping an eye out for trouble because people aren't going to know yet, so we need to be on edge for goblins or looking for other elves who might be looking to get into...
No, actually, I don't see that being a thing. Because by now what's happened is that, you know, a bunch of Navy and Marine elves gathered to go march on the dock, right? At which point Selnar told them, you know, hold on a minute. What do you think you're doing? You know?
Yep.
And so basically,
Selnar is immediately talking to all these gathered Marines that are going to march when you get back.
Okay, let's pause there for a moment. Rowan and Chris want to know if they're needed for the rest of the evening. The answer to that depends upon, is anybody going to go back to Arian to report?
I honestly don't know.
Me neither.
What
I
we're
mean,
doing next with
Selnaris is here.
Selnaris is the one in charge. And, we left Madrimmelian and Crowley, though, so I suppose we're not going back till they're done.
Remember, though, that you will still have to bring the commanding officers into the loop at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that also applies to Barbarossa and Evolith. Do they intend to report to Arian? He would be the direct commanding officer in this case.
I think...
Oh, did he come with us?
No.
We passed you, but we were on a separate little job. I think news of this leaflet and things that we've uncovered would probably warrant reporting.
Okay.
Question is, do we do it before or after we go to check out the printing press?
You've got one of them brain power things. Could you mind link with me and then we stay in communication?
You have to be within 250 feet and I have to see you. It's a spell, not a psionic.
I'm assuming holding a picture of me doesn't count.
No.
Darn.
Might as well read that one out, Chris, because that's hilarious.
Yeah, I just read that. That's why I took a pause.
Because I was going to give you a picture.
Yeah, I put in the chat that Arian gives out back, digs the hole 6 feet deep, crawls into it, buries himself, and rolls in his grave. But has the core come to.
So
Evileth doesn't know all this yet. Sorry, go on.
I think Evileth, it would be wiser to probably take this back to the boat and report it, and that way we actually people know where we're heading rather than going into something that could be a trap or something that could get us killed and then just becoming another missing statistic.
Question to GM: how far away are we from boat/portal?
Pretty okay, a fair distance. The docks of the city are usually on the outskirts of it. They usually put the palace and whatnot, inside rings in case there's an attack from the docks, right? This is no exception. So, I mean, it's in the city, but it is behind like a couple of walls and, it's a bit of a walk.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I nod to Barbarossa. So, right, we need to find a quiet back street. I'm looking around for a fairly wide street where no one's really paying attention. Because I want to cast a certain spell.
Ah, yes, we discussed this. Yeah, there's, actually, I'd say that the back alleys tend to be fairly deserted except for a couple of winos at the moment.
Yeah. I look for one wide enough for carriage. Because I want to cast Conjure Carriage.
Okay, yep, you conjure it. No problem.
The wino in the corner goes, "Say, buddy, did you just see like a real bright light?"
Yup.
Don't know what you're on about, mate.
Son of a bitch took my pants.
to which I immediately think, upon you summoning this carriage, like, you could do this whole time. Why are we walking?
We were walking for a reason. We were on recon. And we needed to pay attention to literally what the word on the street was.
All right. Well, we found it. You stepped in it.
The word on the street.
That has a couple of different meanings there, both of which would be appropriate.
I know, that's why you said it.
I'm fully intended.
20 charisma.
I summon this nice covered carriage. It's not overly fancy. It's gloss black wood. Big arches over the wheels. There's a black, I don't know what it's called, the big long wooden bit that goes in between the horses. And
the tongue.
That's it. And 2 black stallions. The carriage itself on the doors and edging has gold edging. And
nothing too fancy though.
Nothing.
Black stallions, gold edging, nothing too fancy.
Yeah.
The horses are wearing gold horseshoes, of course, and
it's not royal standard. It's quite
wealthy
nice.
merchant standard.
Mercedes level.
Okay.
I thought you might as well ride in comfort.
And I just dirtied my pants.
Yeah, you guys are gonna get crap all over the inside.
Me too, says the
wino.
Doesn't matter what happens to the carriage. Because once we're finished with it, there is no carriage anymore.
Good.
So yeah, I just kind of hop in, and being a gnome, full of graciousness and politeness, I take up one of the two benches inside by laying on it.
Yeah.
And this carriage mysteriously seems to guide itself. Because it comes with an unseen servant. So. And we head off.
Call him Otto. Autopilot.
Otto.
Ah, shit.
Okay.
No, it's Otto.
There's ghost carriages in town now. I'm getting out of here.
Actually, no. Can I change the name? His name is Dull Ahan.
Dullahan. Yeah. Yeah. I get that reference. So, you get in and turn off this quiet street and head back.
Okay. So
if we can use sorry to interrupt. If we can use back streets, we will, if they're wide enough.
Gotcha.
What's wrong with taking the back streets? You never know if you don't go.
You'll never shine if you don't
glow.
Glow. Yeah, that's right. I was like, glow.
Great.
Yeah,
Now
glow.
that song's gonna be haunting me this entire evening.
Yes, great.
Don't get me
I'm
started
glad.
on that.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play.
Hey
That's
now, you're a rock star.
The VOD is gonna have 0 mute sound in it.
Yeah, this is all going on in Nimblin's head because that would actually be appropriate.
Hey now, you're a porn star. Get the show
Oh,
on.
come
Get
No,
laid.
no.
Stop that.
No. Twitch terms of service. Come on now.
To which immediately Nimblin's wondering, why do I want to smash my mouth? Confused?
Nice. Okay, we're at about half time here. Obviously, Rowan and Chris are looking to head off to bed. Chris has to work in the morning. So, do you guys want to make a long story short and get to the base and make your report, and then we'll take a break?
And I say we do that, and then kind of go back to where we originally were, where we're like making our way down to, or continue our investigation after the report. Can I just kind of skip ahead back to where we were? But
Okay, I have a question. Are Evilith and Barbarossa on Phoenix Rock with the other guys?
No, they're in Glimmerfell,
Okay.
which is where we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I intend to start next episode with Arian and Celine, specifically, actually, right? Because this is the process of where we're going to start getting the information. What has survived? How many people have we managed to raise with the reservists? How many people have we managed to raise with the, all that shit, right? The logistics stuff is going to start coming in, right? So when you guys catch up to Celine and Evolith at the base, they are in a ward room. There are maps spread all over the place. There are pins in the maps. There's a couple guys standing there who seem to be doing nothing but adding shit up on a clipboard, right? And there are people going in and out, saluting and giving reports.
Okay. So my second question is, when they show up, were they in uniform out on the street, or were they in civvies?
They were in
I'm not.
civvies.
Okay. Because
I'm wearing very dirty civvies, actually.
yeah, because Arian was about to explode if you'd done that to your uniform.
Oh yeah, no, he is. Yeah, no. I'm fully aware that I've just torn apart my uniform and put mud all over it.
I suggest before going to see Arian, I kind of duck to one side. So you might want to go smarten up a bit.
Kind of looks at you really confused, like, well, I'm already smart.
Aaron will go mad if he sees the uniform in that state.
Right. Do you think he'll believe that I got in a fight?
That'll probably make him madder. It's not going to help things.
Fine. And I quickly go into the quarters of all the, basically the gun crew. I come out wearing a uniform that looks slightly larger than my normal uniform. Like, all right, I'm ready.
So, Aldo, come on.
Borrowed somebody's uniform.
They're not using it.
Yeah. He owns one, doesn't he? Yeah.
Actually, I just want to check something. Do I have prestidigitation?
I hope you
Probably.
do.
Yes. As you go off to change, I thought, no, hang on. Come back. And I used prestidigitation to clean him up.
No, it doesn't fix his ripped sleeves, however. He tore the fucking sleeves off.
Point, I don't have mending. Yeah, okay.
What I do then is I throw my jacket over so you can't see it.
Okay. Prestidigitation, what you can say.
All my hard-earned wrinkles.
Don't take your jacket off, come on.
I button it up.
Yeah, okay, so if you showed up in civvies, you guys would have been challenged when you tried to enter, but you are properly dressed, so at least at a casual glance, so, let's see, neither one of you is an officer. I don't know, there's probably some flunkies out front, flunkies, privates, but they salute as you guys go in, well, as Evolith goes in anyway, or no, they don't, he's not an officer. No, they don't, they nod. Sergeant Major?
At ease. As you were.
Yep. And you guys head in, and you see this, right? Like, like I said, there's maps, there's a star chart, there's pins and shit, there's like a map table laid out with sand and troops, right? There's, little tin figures, right? There's, like people coming in and out. There's these guys with clipboards. And how many did you say? Celine says to the guy who's following her around. The guy responds, 104, ma'am. Right. She says, okay. And like that, right? It's clearly a command center. And they are doing the job.
I walk in instantly. Autopilot kicks in, arms run back straight, and I just wait my turn to speak.
I kind of weirdly do the same. Both heels kind of click together. I straighten up and I throw my arm, and possibly knowing my awkwardness, whack someone really hard in the knee. And just go, like, go to salute. And I tell the guy as he's like, my knee, like, stiffen up.
Hey, Song. Hello.
Thanks for the sub, Song. Much appreciated. Good to see you.
Hope you're doing well, Song. You're awesome, as always.
And because of the chaos going on, I just wait till I'm seen and wait for my opportunity to speak.
Yeah, Arian's probably just buried behind the desk, with reports coming in and out. And he's probably sorting, what's going to Celine and what's going on his desk. He'll look up and catch your eye. Bosun?
So, barely say a word. I just step forward, pull this thing out of my pocket, open up the scrap of paper I wrapped it up in, and I just put it in front of you. My little outing had some success. and just let you read it.
We believe that there is trouble afoot.
Of course there is. There's always trouble afoot, Barbarossa. Captain or Commodore.
Yeah, she sees you and comes on over. I was looking for some ambience that sounded like a military fortress, but I can't find anything right now. Yeah, she comes on over. Oh, good. She says you're back.
Yes, ma'am. They've found some evidence that there is. And he just kind of gently turns the slightly damp at this point piece of paper around. They found some evidence that there's some dissent or sedition or something going on out in the city.
I was afraid of that, she says. What'd you find? She says.
I just merely point to the slip of paper. We found this.
Yeah.
Quite literally the word on the street. I picked it off my boot.
We also found some very odd graffiti that was dissenting against the crown, and also mention of scandal and all sorts of tomfoolery about the Navy.
While I was in the tavern, I caught the eye of 3 Alpha. They're looking rather suspicious. I would have followed, but they would have clocked me right away. So I had to wander off, and I found this after.
Were they Marines or sailors, Bosun?
Weren't they Marines?
They were.
Okay. Yes, they were Marines, sir.
Were they officers or enlisted?
I believe
Enlisted.
they were enlisted. I was going to say I didn't think we saw what rank they were.
I believe
you
them
can
to
tell
be
by their
enlisted.
uniforms.
If they're in their uniforms, you can you can tell, right?
Okay.
But yeah, they were actually enlisted. Remember that the enlisted and officers also tend to have different bars, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not always, not among the Marines, but not always. But yeah.
Not you, Evilith, but he's calling to the sergeant major. You know, the senior enlisted guy in the
regimental sergeant major.
Yeah.
Yeah, the RSM comes over. Sir.
Bosun, can you describe these Marines?
I can, and I reel off the description. Being a Royal Guard, I have pretty good memory for these.
Not
back
yet.
because I got to add.
I'm just catching up at the moment.
There we go.
There we are.
Nope.
We're back.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay, does the RSM know who these elves are?
If they're any kind of senior non-com,
right? He'll know who they are.
Okay, well, yeah.
Oh, the RSM.
Right,
oh, yeah, he'll know every Marine on the base.
Okay, yeah, sure then.
He says, "Sounds like what ranks were they?"
One of them. Let's see, the most senior rank of them. I do have the Marines still open, don't I? Yes, I do.
Yeah, that's why you called for the regimental.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, the most senior among them was Sergeant.
So it sounds like Sergeant Avakar White Oak, he says. Since he's got a couple of buddies that hang around with him, corporals. He says,
why don't we send a runner and have Sergeant White Oak report here to us?
absolutely, sir. I'll make that happen immediately. Yeah, he salutes sharply and heads off.
So, I suggest that You don't let them see me initially.
That's fine.
Fine.
That makes sense, person.
And Barbarossa, obviously.
Yeah, we're gonna sweat them.
If I may I add something?
Go ahead, Private.
The mood of the bar, it was tense to say the least. I dropped a mug and I nearly made the whole roof come off with how many people jumped. I think a lot of people are on edge, and I think they're on the fence. If we can get a good publicity out there, we might be able to turn this thing around. But right now, I think things are rife with division and desertion, sir. People are feeding on the fear.
Obviously.
I'd say to Barbarossa and say, there's a reason I took him with me.
Was most of the clientele there enlisted Marines?
It looked like to be an enlisted bar. I met with some gnomes on the way in, and everyone was either enlisted or looked like they were going or planning to a recruiting station. Wasn't quite sure yet. The whole place was filled with good Marines. Yes, it was a Marine place, but the whole place was filled with propaganda. I don't think would any of it have been. You said none of it was like graffitied or anything, but on the outside there was one or two that looked like someone messed with it.
Sorry, what was it you were asking exactly? I didn't quite understand.
You said the propaganda inside the bar
was all Marine.
Was all Marine stuff, but some of the stuff on the outside had been kind of tampered with, like tooth colored in black or
so stuff like that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it looks like even our bars aren't really that safe. People are up in arms about something.
Yeah, for example, behind the bar there was, we're looking for a few good elves promotion or like recruitment poster.
Someone had written out we're looking out for ourselves.
Yeah, well, more like they'd crossed out good.
Yeah.
You can put in dead.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a few people out there that are looking to mix up some trouble. The whole thing's a big boiling pot that's about to boil over.
Do you have any recommendations, either one of you?
Well, I kind of look at the pamphlet. This is a local printing house. I say if we can get in there, maybe disrupt some of the printing presses, and it'll slow down their stuff and it'll get our stuff out there more.
Do you know if this is the only printer that is printing this kind of literature?
A few of the posters around town in graffiti kind of match this logo. So we assume that if they're not the only printing press, they're at least part of something much bigger.
We have no evidence of any others yet.
Right.
So I did make the recommendation that we go around to some of the workhouses that may be working on the dry docks, just in case we got some saboteurs in the mist.
Do you think we have to worry about that? And you think it's gone that far?
Not yet, but you never know when a snake's going to bite till it does.
That's a good point, she says. Elf power is extremely limited at the moment, she says.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe we should double the guards at the docks, but we don't have the bodies yet.
No, we don't.
And you can pull double duty, says the RSM.
They could, but it would be detrimental to morale, RSM. I appreciate your enthusiasm.
Not only that, but coming from me, personally, having more boots on the ground don't exactly make me feel exactly safe. It makes me feel more like something bad's going to happen.
I'm beginning to think perhaps we ought to promote the private before he gets himself into trouble, says Celine. He does seem to have a lot of suggestions, and he obviously has been taking initiative.
I don't cause trouble, miss. Trouble just happens around me.
I found him to be very useful. good on the catapult as well.
You have to understand, miss. I've been living my life on the streets. I know the streets know me. And if I can put on a big smile, win a few game of cards, I'm willing to get anyone to trust me. Plus, no one expects someone this small to kick him in the shin real hard.
That's true, she says. To their detriment, I often find that size rarely has anything to do with competence, she says.
Give her a good salute.
What do you
It's my
think?
belief
Should
that,
Astarion make him at least a corporal so that he has the right to open his mouth occasionally?
I was thinking if we're going to split the crew back into Navy and Marines on board the Voidchaser, we could probably do worse than promoting him to chief and making him a chief gunner for one of the port or starboard weapons crew. Yeah.
How'd you like to be gunny? She says to him. That's to Barbarossa. Yeah.
And it'd be gunner, master gunner, right?
Yep, master gunner.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gunny has a totally different meaning to Marines.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah, I was just saying. Yeah, I'll take the
Sorry,
promotion, but I
she
don't
says that's the Navy term, or right? Master gunner. She says.
I'll take the promotion, man. But you may not appreciate what comes down my mouth. You know, gives a smile.
As long as the string of expletives is aimed at your underlings, I'm satisfied with that, she says.
And I'm very good at aiming.
I turn to Barbarossa and say, well, I've always found you to be very honest.
I always thought that if honesty is the best policy, next to honesty is golden, silence is silver.
All right.
Ocean.
Yeah,
I know that I still think like a sergeant. And in this situation, I think that probably the largest part of the disquiet amongst the troops is probably the lack of word from us upper level folk. Would you agree with that?
Quite possible. People need direction.
Regimental Sergeant Major, I want you to recall all enlisted personnel who are not on station somewhere else and have them form up on the parade ground.
Avalon.
And I want you to address them as Regimental Sergeant Major and give them the straight dope on what's going on.
Avalon.
I believe that
make it happen immediately.
I believe that will fix most of our problems, man.
May I make one more suggestion, if I may?
We're promoting you because we value your suggestions.
Sorry, not used to being valued. What I recommend is if we have a few of the Marine bars around, maybe get a local band doing a circle. Go to some of the bars, play a little bit for the night, get everyone amped up. We're at war, damn it. Why aren't we happy about this?
You know, you're absolutely right. She says we are not making use of our scalds, and I'm sure there are plenty who just came back to active service. Some people are going to have to get trained up, but they shouldn't have to, she says. Good point.
Not only that, but if you get some people playing at these Marine bars and get them, a little bit tipsy, put a little coin in the whiskey, might get some more fresh hands on deck. Recoup some of our numbers.
Good thinking, she says. All right, we'll do that, she says.
I step forward
Reinstate the draft, ma'am, says the RSM.
What do you say, sorry?
Reinstate the draft, ma'am.
If I may.
I'll instruct my color sergeants to start drafting.
Eveleth steps forward. So if I may, yes, we need numbers. But we also need to make sure they are reliable.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If we do a sudden draft, we could, be recruiting people with other agendas.
Oh, well, that may be the point. That may be a
The
good.
Empire.
I was gonna say, that may be, Wilson, but personally, in my opinion, I learned it's better to keep your enemies closer than further away, so you can keep an eye on them.
If they're joining for another reason, Bosun, they'll be coming anyway. I'm not so sure we should reinstate the draft at this moment, ma'am. Nothing beats the heart of a volunteer.
I'm inclined to agree, unless, well, she says we're still getting the numbers in from our new policies.
Right.
And then we will see if we need to, I think.
Yes, but let's ride the tide of patriotism and take the volunteers first.
Good idea, sir.
Good idea. Couldn't have said it better myself.
With your permission, if I may, I'd like to have this printing press checked out. If you want me to do it in person, I don't mind that. If so, I'd like to take Barbarossa along with me.
I know how to fix things.
Regimental Sergeant Major.
Sir.
Who are your sneakiest guys?
I have a few in mind, sir.
Detail them to the bosun.
Detail them to the bosun, you bet, sir.
I want you to have backup in case this turns out to be bigger than you think it is.
Mm-hmm. It's recon only to start with, and
that's why I asked for the sneaky guys, bosun.
I guess.
I got some scouts.
All right.
I understand you have some minor magical capabilities, bosun. Do you have message?
I do.
Okay, then you know how to reach us, she says, if things go really badly.
Let me just double check that. Whether I need to...
Message is rather limited in range, ma'am. It's more of a tactical spell for us.
Oh. All right, she says.
Sergeant Major, break into the stores and retrieve a few feather tokens for the bosun.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Thank you.
Very well. You have your orders, bosun. Carry on.
Avalon.
Yeah, he returns with 5 feather tokens. I can't remember which ones they are, though.
I think it's the quill one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the quill.
It turns into Yeah, you write with it like a message, and then it flies off, and it has an unlimited range as long as it's within
the same plane of existence.
Yep.
Which is the same planet, by the way.
Yeah.
In Pathfinder.
Uh-huh.
All right.
So, yeah, it's not an interplanetary message thing.
But it should be good enough for the purpose you're using it for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very well. Carry on. And we'll go back to managing the paperwork and the numbers.
Yep. His favorite.
Yay, paperwork.
Yeah, there's a reason why Arian wanted to be a sergeant, not a officer, but like I said, he's doing the best job he can.
As Barbarossa walks out with the bosun, he turns to the bosun and says, "Where are you getting a new uniform?"
Follow me. And congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
You earned it.
Salutes.
Yeah. First port of call is off to find somebody some new uniform.
See, Celine is not a racist. Oh, you're doing the job. Okay.
Highly unusual among captains and commodores, but
You know what? They put her in charge and they can suck
Yeah.
it up until somebody of higher rank comes here and tells me to do something else. Yep. That's her attitude about it. Which, by the way, will happen, I assure you, Arian. We're not going to leave him doing all the major paperwork forever. That would be no fun. Although I will point out that by necessity, there will be a fleet, well, a flotilla at least now. We have a Commodore.
Yep.
We're getting an upgrade.
And the reason why I had the Sergeant Major address the enlisted troops is because they'll take what comes from him better than if it came from the officers.
Oh yeah, especially one as obviously young as Celine. They'll be like, this little girl is the one that's left in charge? Jesus Christ! Lose balls! You know?
Go behind the fucking building, dig a 6-foot hole.
Crawl into it, bury himself, roll over the grave. Fantastic.
So when I do my new mini, would I just use the sergeant colors, or do you want me to do the color sergeant?
Let's see. Shit. Now okay, hold on. I gotta call up the thingy again. So there's going to be a creak and groan in the stream, probably. Because I have to call up Chrome again so I can look, because I have no memory for this shit at the best of times, and tonight, with the headache that I've had all day, I just can't remember anything, so... Is it still creaking and groaning?
No, they need to be holding up pretty good.
Okay, so far.
Okay, there we go. So, master equivalent. Yeah, it would be color sergeant, wouldn't it? Or sergeant. Would it be sergeant or color sergeant for the
Master?
Yeah.
Equivalent of sergeant.
Call it the Navy in front of you there, dear, since I've got the Marines, and tell me the designation by letter and number, which is not the same as the NATO designation.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Where am I?
I'm here. I asked a tough question. Now I feel bad.
No, this is actually, we kind of do need to know this information, actually, so it's important.
Come on. Okay, thank you. The computer had a brain fart.
Oh, I hate when my
Babylonian Empire. Babylonian Imperial Navy. Navy ranks and ratings.
No, you want the main article, because I haven't got all the articles in that category yet.
Babylonian Imperial Navy article.
Unless you do it after the stream.
Nope.
Yeah, I suppose we're about to take a break anyway, right? So I think I'll go to the break screen and we'll work this out behind the scenes. And yeah, it's midpoint bio break and whatnot. So I think because I know a couple people came in about halfway through, we'll give them a brief recap when we get back. We'll see you in a few minutes. And we're back. I think I'm going to keep my camera off for the moment here because it seems to be less hard on my system. We've had a couple of borkages. All right, so as you can see, the board has shifted a little bit. Arian is no longer with us. Neither is Von Vin. So, yeah, okay. And then I gotta move people around. So, it's starting to get late. We're going to concentrate on what Barbarossa and Evolith are doing for the rest of the session because we don't know when Stretch is going to be available again. And everybody else is just hanging out because they were here. We may refer back to things occasionally, but that is not going to be our focus. So I got to move all the names around. Sorry, guys. All right. So where were we here? Okay. So you guys were given orders to go see about this printing press. And you were detailed a couple of the sneakiest guys that the regimental sergeant major could draw upon.
Yeah. After getting Barbarossa some uniform sorted out.
Yep, plus his new rank insignia stuff, yeah.
Get all that sorted. Is there anyone on board that could get him some sort of undercover clothes, casual clothes, whatever they are? Because I don't want to get his new uniform messed up. Yeah.
If you're not going to do it, I will.
Let's not do it yet. Put that aside for when we come back, yeah?
So I'm assuming I've been on the ship long enough to have won a number of games of cards. I think I have enough spare clothes for the both of us.
Okay. I carry on wearing the same clothes I've got that'll do.
Yep. Fair enough. All right. So you guys head back into the city with civvies.
Yeah. Not on the carriage this time.
And where do you start looking for the person who, the local printing press?
I turn to Barbarossa and say, well, you're probably better at this than me. You're more in tune with the people on the street. Where do you suggest we go?
Well, if they're printing an anti-marine propaganda, they're not going to be going to any of the bars, and they're probably not going to be on the docks where Marines frequent. So I suggest we go a little bit into town, find a place that's probably near some factories or something. People work,
yeah,
and maybe get a few hints from there.
As I walk along, I look around for, I don't know, any stone wall, any stone at all, even if it's like an edging.
Oh yeah, no shortage. This is Glimmerfell. There is walls constructed of crystal from ancient Avalon.
I kind of press my hand up. I kind of press my hand up against the stones and rub it about a bit. I know I do hard work on the ship, but I want to appear a bit more local, like working hands. So I rough my hands up a little bit.
Clever, good thinking.
Your hands are pretty rough to begin with. You're a bosun.
Yeah.
You work for a living. You pull a rope.
If you're looking for a way to fit in, well, roll your profession sailor, actually.
Let's have a look. I've got profession marine or profession siege engineer.
Marine. It would still apply.
Okay. Just need a space where I can roll. 1 minute.
I'm not the only siege engineer.
No.
Nope.
Darn. I hope I'm the only one with a +4 to siege engineer.
26.
Okay, yeah, that's more than enough. What is your strength, Evolith?
Let's have a look. 1 sec. Strength 12.
Okay, you're pretty strong, right? You figure you could probably pass yourself off as a stevedore without much difficulty.
Uh-huh.
He's a dock worker.
Exactly, right? Then you know, it's okay if you look and sound like a sailor.
Yeah.
They often are.
Work on the docks.
Yep.
Probably run a little boat around occasionally.
Exactly, right? And you would...
fishing vessels, things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of Navy ships in particular have to be loaded with pinnaces that travel back and forth because some of them are not designed to land on planetside. So somebody has to do that, yeah. Exactly, right? There's all sorts of reasons why you might be handling ropes where you're not a Marine,
Yeah. Not a problem. And I followed Barbarossa's lead. Constantly looking around as well and keeping my ears open to what people are saying as I walk past.
Well, people seem nervous. That's the general timbre that you get. It's not like the city isn't intimately connected with starfaring culture, and it's not like it, isn't aware that they're under blockade at the moment. Right? Plus, of course, Fomorians are traditional enemies of elves, and they, it's clear that it's hostile. Yeah. Right. Although you do see, as you guys are heading out, the beginnings of a bunch of Marines and sailors assembling on the parade ground.
I note that. That's what...
Do we know if there's any skalds playing tonight?
Bards and minstrels and whatnot. Skald is something I use for, a trained position, morale officer bard kind of deal among the military. Although there are skalds in different contexts, but yeah, I'm sure there are. But do you know? Probably not, because you don't live in Glimmerfell.
Yeah.
I turn to Barbarossa and say, do you think asking anyone would help, or would that raise suspicion?
We could ask around. As I mentioned before, we could assume the position of disgruntled Marines wanting to tell a story. The printing presses, especially local ones, die for any news from the front, or die for any news on the front.
Yeah. Do we want to give ourselves away as Marines, or...?
We don't have to give ourselves away by saying we know a story. We could just claim that we're citizens from such and such place that just got bombed.
Psst.
Yeah, let's not...
You hear from an alley. Psst. Come here. Psst.
I kind of look around.
Yeah, you see a white bird you recognize.
Oh, hello.
I'm kind of conspicuous. You guys might want to come in the alley.
Yeah, I kind of walk into the alleyway.
Yeah.
So I followed those guys who were giving you the side eye in the bar, he says.
Oh, what'd you find out?
They went to a warehouse near the dock, he says, and they had a little meeting.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, people on soapboxes, waxing rhetoric, he says. Very, stuff that generally the crown in any form probably isn't going to be too pleased about, he says. You want me to show you where?
That'd be interesting.
Quick question. Were they handing out any pamphlets or anything?
Yes, they were, he says.
I think we just found our printing press.
And... would I have picked the pamphlet back up, or would Erin have kept it?
You know what? I'm sure somebody there made a copy. They probably
Oh,
kept the original, but gave you the copy in case you needed it.
I'll say also, if that's not the case, I was gonna say I probably at least drew the printing press logo,
Right.
and copied it. I would have at least done that before we even got back to reporting.
Yeah, we were rushing through it, so that's fair that we didn't do it at the time. But yeah, I assume you would not have, I assume you would realize you might need it, so yeah.
Yeah.
You guys aren't stupid.
I'd say I copied it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So it didn't look like this, did it?
Which, the logo that the people were handing? Oh yeah, he says.
We might need to check out that warehouse.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. If you can take us there.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll lead you the back way, he says.
Good.
Thank you. We need to keep this quiet.
Do you want us to go ahead and check it out first there, Bosun, says one of the guys who were detailed to you.
Don't get involved with the warehouse, but we might want to keep a perimeter if there's anyone keeping a lookout.
Very good, he says. Yeah,
And,
will do.
be discreet.
Don't think they're just going to let something like that just rest in the back of an old warehouse.
No.
Understood, Color Sergeant, he says.
Let us know
Quietly.
comings and goings and numbers if you can. But it's, for now at least, it's recon only.
Understood, they say. Yeah, they'll head off to go do that then. Follow Quill. I'll lead them there, I'll come back then, he says. Which he does.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gone for a bit. What are you guys doing in the meantime?
But I find a quiet place where we can just sit, just have a think about strategy and how to handle it, what to do, and I'm constantly coming up with contingency plans of what to do when this happens, what to do when that happens.
Problem here is, if this is a printing press, there's going to be a lot of material in there. We can't just burn it because that's going to cause a fire in the docks. We can't dump it in the harbor because that's going to make it aware to everyone. It's going to be really hard to get rid of possibly crates of material.
We could always
freeze
take it
dry
elsewhere.
it as a voice.
Hmm?
Could freeze dry it.
That's true.
Just an absent voice in the air.
Just an absent voice in the air?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
True, but who said that? I'm looking around.
I did. Was the voice.
I look up.
Oh, right, you can't see me. I'm sorry. Little dragon appears. But
I get into like boxing stance but don't do anything.
I can create a small amount of acid.
Really?
We may not need to destroy the printing press then. If we switch out the ink cartridges for acid cartridges, it would tear apart the whole propaganda machine in a matter of minutes.
Yeah, but what happens when they change the ink? The ink. We need to make sure. I was more on about the actual printed material itself. If we can't burn it.
I'm Newt, she says.
Nice to meet you, Newt. I give him a little head scratch.
I'm Evolith.
I know.
The reason I was saying that we could replace the acid with the ink cartridges with acid is
You
not
know
because...
who Newt is. You've never met her, though, Evolith. Right? She's Selnar's familiar.
Right.
Oh, okay. But the reason I was thinking of putting the acid in the ink cartridges, not to ruin one batch, but it's going to pump it through the whole press. It's going to ruin any plates anything that they have, it's going to just tear apart the whole operation.
Okay.
Could be useful, she says. There's a lot of them, though. You might want to, not confront them directly.
Yeah.
There was mention of a back entrance.
Oh, yes, she says.
That guarded?
Yep.
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
What about the top?
What about it?
The roof?
Yeah, it's on the top of the building.
Any access points?
Oh, yeah, many. I don't know if you'll fit, though.
What about me?
Possibly.
I can make myself fit, I guess, but that's not very
Well,
discreet.
I can make you fit, too, she says with a giggle. But
And I was on about to making that hole bigger.
Yeah, but that would draw too much unwanted attention.
yeah. We could shrink you down, she says.
That could work.
I'll bear it in mind.
Might be better just for one of us to go in and the other to call for backup, just in case something goes wrong.
Well, let's see what news we get from the team.
All right.
If we can take them down one by one, sneakily, we'll whittle down the numbers till we're able to deal with it.
Or if we're
Yeah.
lucky enough and we find out that any of them are in the Marines, maybe we'll just get them in a
Reassigned.
courtroom.
I'm thinking give new orders, have them move off somewhere else.
I know,
Well, we can't make any plans till we get intelligence back.
Right.
All right.
So,
Well, making a long story short, then, eventually the guys do come back. Quill comes back first, of course. Because you didn't tell him to stay. Oh, I see you met Newt, he says.
Hello, Newt.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
She's cool. She knows where to scruff the feathers, he says. And where all the grooming's supposed to be. He bobs his head. And unlike me, she has opposable thumbs.
That's right, she says. She holds one up.
I could use some of those, he says.
So, what are we looking at here?
He says, okay, what I can tell you so far is that it's a working warehouse, he says. The meeting, people were coming in and sitting on crates and dunnage and stuff like that, he says. There's an office area, obviously, and I think that may be where your printing press is, because
Yep,
they
that's
kept...
where the printing press is.
Oh, okay, well, yeah, she was able to go right in, because she's invisible, right, so, yeah. Well, why don't you tell him what you saw, then, he says. You got better info than I do.
Well, I didn't see much inside there. I just went inside the office, she says. And in there's a big printing press. And a bunch of people.
How many are we talking here? Tens?
At least 4.
At least 4. Okay.
Yeah, it's all.
They were big, too, she says.
Any of them in possible Marine uniforms?
Nope.
Alright, so there must be locals then.
Or off duty.
Or off duty. Well, Bosun, what are you thinking?
Oh, I don't think so. Storming the place will work unless we send a message and get some more crew for backup.
There are a lot of ventilation areas. It's a warehouse. You have to have them, otherwise it gets really hot in there, he says.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. If vapor can get out, vapor can get in.
Good night, E-Song. Sleep well. Thanks for hanging out.
Nighty song.
Hi, Song.
I'll catch you up on the backstory later.
Barbarossa, if you stay with the other team that's been detached to us, I could probably get myself in there.
All right.
And what I'm intending to do is somehow get up on the roof and look for any crack, any opening, and I can get in there.
Oh, I know where the openings on the roof are.
Yeah, it's not like those weren't... We're the people to ask, he says, flutters his wings.
No problem. I can follow you, and I don't need you to make me smaller.
She
I
giggles.
can get in a little crack. I can get through a keyhole.
Really?
Well, you should have no trouble. There are ventilation, there are vents there. You just gotta pry off the grate, he says.
Okay. So, the two familiars can fly, can't they?
Yep, they can both fly, yep. One is a fairy dragon, and, well, a pocket dragon in our universe, and the other one is a bird, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah, pocket dragon, not fairy dragon.
I look around, make sure no one is watching, and I cast fly.
Perfect.
Okay. Newt picks up Barbarossa. She's frighteningly strong for a thing that's only about 9 inches long.
Yeah, that's right. He went there.
You'll be fine, says Quill.
Right, just not
Then
gonna
she'll
look
turn
down.
them both invisible and fly off.
Yep.
Barbarossa, the whole time, because he has a weird thing about heights, has his eyes closed and he's like curled into a little ball.
One second, I'm just keeping track of...
I can't swim or
spell slots.
I can't swim or climb. Heights scare me.
All right, so they fly you over to a warehouse. And I will switch over to my dockyard ambience here.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
I say to Newt, leave Barbarossa with the other people. I mean, the team that's attached to us.
Right.
If I need you to come in, I'll either message you, or you'll know. If things go bang, well, you know what to do.
I draw my pistols. I go bang. By the way, Stretch, I should note, because of the gun salvager thing, when I pull out these pistols look like there's no earthly way they should work.
Right, okay.
You know, one's got a piece of flint that's only like a scraping of flint in it, and the other one's got like the wheel lock has got those springs sticking out of it, and
It's like I took a literal interpretation that this is a literal wheel lock.
yeah, it's got a wheel on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a little miniature ship's wheel.
Cool.
That's hilarious.
The perks of a gun salvager is my guns don't look like they work, but they do.
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
Also, no one knows how to use them besides me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They deposit you guys on the roof.
I say to Barbarossa, wait here. As I settle myself on the roof, very gently. And I look around first I look around just to see if I can see down.
Yeah.
Or roof, window, whatever.
Well, there are graded vents that are obviously intended for air circulation, but there's no, like, skylight or anything.
Right. I can't see. So after settling down, I drop the spell fly and I cast gaseous form. And I get through go through one of the vents.
Yep, no problem. You pour yourself easily through the vent. That's kind of what that spell's for. Right? And you find yourself in the warehouse.
I'm just getting the spell up now, see how long it lasts.
Right.
2 minutes per level. Okay.
So you're good for a while.
Yeah. And while I'm in gaseous form, am I aware of my surroundings?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. I'm basically acting as a spy. I'm looking around, not only the printing press, but at the people. I waft my way past behind one person.
Right. Well, it's a working warehouse. There are dock workers who are, like, loading stuff and unloading stuff. Right? There's also, you see the door to the office. It's open at the moment.
I take a peek through the door and look just to see if they're going to notice some gas coming in. Because I don't, it's become insubstantial, misty and translucent, so not invisible.
Yeah, but you could also be like 3 millimeters tall on the floor.
Yeah.
Right.
Basically what I do.
Okay. Yeah, they don't seem to. There is a printing press set up in here. There are, you said, at least 4 machines, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there's about a dozen of them. And they are, not all of them, but some of them are printing at the moment. See, papers coming through. People are cranking, like they're crank mechanisms.
Yeah. They're mechanical, not electric.
Yeah. I just creep into the office. Is there anyone in there?
Yeah, it does.
In the office.
Yeah.
Oh, in the office itself. Right. I thought you meant the actual
side
factory floor.
office, aside from the press? No,
Yeah.
not at the moment.
Right.
There's a bunch of filing cabinets in there and a bunch of papers on a desk. Yeah.
Right. And I then go to look at what they're printing.
Different machines are printing different things. There are a couple of machines that are indeed printing more of these flyers. There is one that's printing manifest sheets. Another one is printing a, small community newspaper. Right? Another one looks like some kind of, it's intended to organize labor. Dock workers of Glimmerfell unite. Right? Too long we have been abused by the system, etc. Right? This is pre-union, but this would be the stuff that was done in the early days when unions were becoming a thing.
Right. So it would appear more disgruntled workers than...
In that case, yes.
Anything. Right.
Oh, nothing, and there's a gossip magazine.
Uh-huh. I'll sift through that and see what the pages say.
Well, basically, that's all stuff about, the shit that the nobles have been up to, right? There's rumors of gambling debts in one particular house. Right, this is all written in very 1800s kind of style, which is bombastic and not necessarily factual, you know what I mean? Right, there's another one that's
Tabloid
talking
stuff.
about the rumors of Xerxes' illegitimate child, right? Another article in there. There's a third one. Well, actually, yeah, that's all you can see on the first page.
I look for any information or if there's anyone talking anything relevant to naval security or anything that I need to get involved in. If it's just this rumor stuff, then I can pass it off to someone else.
Right. Okay, not that you can immediately see is, I mean, it's not like you can turn the pages, you know what I mean? But you can't immediately see anything that is a direct threat to naval security. There's certainly a lot of stuff that indicates that there are people who are not impressed with the current leadership.
I'll note that and see if I can make out some sort of manager around.
Yeah. There is a Puck who appears to be in charge. She's like, you know, maybe the equivalent of about early 30s. Of course, she's older than that because both gnomes and elves live longer than humans do. She is, you know, a little bit on the hefty side, but not like, you know, not like big, right? She's, she definitely looks like large and in charge. She's like going around and, you know, okay, we got to get this out before deadline. That's 5 o'clock, so hurry up, you know, stuff like that, right?
I'll just monitor them for a while, see where they go. If they go off in an office, I follow. Obviously trying to keep out of sight.
Okay, after a little bit, you do hear something that piques your interest. She says to one of them, so did you get that story from the Marines there? Yes, ma'am, I did, he says the guy. This guy happens to be a gnome in this particular case. So that is in this issue then. Yes, ma'am. All right, good. Carry on.
Ponder that for a minute. Keep an eye on them both, and I make a note of their faces.
Right.
So I remember. And think what to do. Actually, would this story currently be printing, or
yes, it is currently printing.
I'll go try and find that machine.
Yep, basically it's a story about how the Navy and Marines had their asses handed to them, and this was largely due to incompetence of the leadership. You know, they should have known, and they didn't, right, etc.
Right. Does the article mention any names?
Most of the people they mention are now dead, or at least we're pretty sure they are.
Like, source names, or do they just...
No, anonymous source.
Anonymous source. I'll make a note of that reporter's face.
Right.
And if I overhear anyone call out his name, say, hey, so-and-so, whatever. Make a note of that.
Right.
And then...
Yeah, I'm sure you get his first name anyway.
Yeah.
I'll make that up for next time because I don't want to open my Chrome right now, so...
There's no evidence to really do anything about it. It's more keep an eye on these and pass it off to someone else other than me.
Yeah,
Maybe,
nothing that you know for a fact you could directly act on at this time. That's right.
yeah. Keep an eye on the place. I go back out through a keyhole somewhere, or whatever, any hole.
Did you feel a
And-
draft? Somebody says as you kind of pass by.
Yeah, I make sure to flutter a couple pages of whatever leaflets are lying around
Yeah.
where no one's looking, but they can hear it. And
Yeah, maybe a storm's coming in. Perhaps we should close the door. You know, they go close
go
one
out
of the
that.
doors. Yeah.
I'll go out that door before they close it
Okay.
and rematerialize. I look around outside as well, just to see what's going on. Also, mainly because I don't want anyone to see me rematerializing.
Yeah, at the moment, nothing.
Cool. And I'll go find Barbarossa and I rematerialize right behind him.
Okay.
Hello.
Aye.
Roll luck.
Luck, what's that?
Roll a d20. Hope you get high.
I got a 13.
Okay. All right. Yep.
Lucky 13.
Okay. Duly noted.
Okay.
And I think to myself, maybe I shouldn't have made people jump on a discreet mission.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So,
Couldn't
what did you
resist
find
it.
out?
I relay everything that I learned. So it's something to keep an eye on. Is it worth? Is any risk to Imperial security? I don't know. Probably a lot of bluster. Certainly worth reporting.
It
We
is
have
certainly
no-
worth reporting, especially since you mentioned they're getting their news from Marines.
Yeah. That needs to go up the chain. As of this place, we have no evidence as yet to do anything about them, other than to note it to the relevant authorities.
You know
They're
what might
just
be
typical reporters doing their job, really, and reporting bluster.
anything
It's
to cause trouble, stir up the masses.
Anything to sell a story, really. That's what it comes down to. They're just they're the sort that print anything, general tabloid stuff.
This is why I like to get my news from word of mouth rather than from some blown up piece of paper.
Yeah.
You see a couple guys come out the back.
I just
They start looking at. One of them starts ascending the ladder up to the roof.
Uh-huh.
It'll turn everybody invisible.
I tend to whisper to Barbarossa, I want to leave now.
Right.
Says, hey, says Quill to Nude, can you, make me visible again and make me look like I'm a regular black crow?
Yes.
Would you do it?
Yeah, she'll do that.
Yeah. Once the guy gets up, the bird goes, rah! Stomps hard on the roof and flies off. Guy heads back down. Fucking birds, he says. Yeah, they head back they head back into the warehouse.
Yeah, we might want to escapify the premises.
I'm already floating in the air. Can't fly again.
I can't do. Dude.
Pat Barbarossa on the shoulder.
And you guys head off, and I think we're going to leave it there for the night.
Okay.
I got a promotion.
You did!
Yay.
Congratulations! And a pretty sizable one, too, actually.
Yeah, I get to do the guns gooder.
Yeah. I was hoping to see Evil Left in full swing, but no, I can't really do it on that tiny amount of evidence.
Well, this was still useful, though, guys.
Yeah.
Barbarossa is going to suggest to the officers that we might want to question anyone who was recently on shore leave. If they've been in any what's the term? Interviews, and if everyone denies it, just make it hell on them for the next week, and that people will start talking about, oh wait, actually, I remember this.
Yeah. Extra PT.
Yep.
And
I think we're going to have to leave this for chat crew at the moment, informing people of the information and whatnot, but I will start by saying that you guys inform, and we'll go from there, right?
This is the problem with me playing someone who isn't that smart with someone who knows a lot of historical evidence.
Yes!
I really should play someone smarter.
I know what you mean, actually. I usually find a way to give my characters some kind of, knowledge ability, because otherwise I just get frustrated. I'm like, oh, fuck, my character wouldn't know that.
This is why I'm really glad that when you talk about going through town, I'm like, yes, local stuff, my speciality.
You guys have done a great job, all of you, actually, and you've done some really good work here that will allow the plot to progress. We will get back to the people on Phoenix Rock at another time, and we will get back to you guys probably at another time as well. But we're going to call it there for the night.
All right.
I hope everyone had fun. I'm sorry that there wasn't a huge amount going on Phoenix Rock tonight, but we'll get to that next time. And is there anyone on who's gaming that we can raid that we know of?
Hold on.
Not gaming, but I know Coffee Pools is still up.
Well, we can always raid coffee,
so-
if nothing else, for sure.
Alicia's up.
Nobody but coffee.
All right. Well, I'm getting kind of sleepy. I'm gonna duck out.
All right.
This Just 10 is playing Magic the Gathering. And this, remember my Crypt of Mysteries one shot that I streamed?
Right.
He was one of the players.
Okay, that's cool. And sorry, Aaron, you had someone as well?
No, I said Alicia Justice.
Oh, yeah, she's cool. But you know what? We're doing a gaming stream. We'll raid other people who are doing gaming stuff. And this was Magic the Gathering, was it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll type his name into chat.
Thank you. That will be helpful.
Hey, Tillers.
So I just realized why my computer has been running slow. I'm like, I don't have that many tabs open. It turns out I have 7 accounts of the same Google Chrome and about 4 accounts of Hero Forge.
Oh.
Well, that'll do it.
That'll do it.
If I run
Hero
2
Forge.
windows of Hero Forge at the same time, my whole system lags like crazy.
It doesn't help that I also have Kindle and like Zoom and apparently 3 things of Discord going on.
My computer would give me the blue screen of death if I tried all that. I'm serious.
Yeah, mine too.
I think that's happening right now because I can't do anything. My computer just froze, but Zoom is working, so.
Right.
Hey.
Well.
So I'm just gonna push the button of death until I basically suffocate my computer. Good night.
Good night, Barbarossa.
Bye.
Thank you. You were a lot of fun.
Bye.
Night.
All right. So I will be back tomorrow to read the next part of A Few Good Elves, which takes place in this universe, roughly 300 years or so from the point of this game, in the Second Interstellar War. That starts at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. UTC, and in the UK, and stupid o'clock in the morning being 6 a.m. on Sunday morning for those of you in Australian Eastern Time. Otherwise, I will be back for my usual Sable's World Forge on Sunday, and the regular episode of Toy Soldiers Old School will be happening Sunday night. And yeah, guys, once more for the camera, who you are, you know, drop your channel links in, and, you know, we'll start with Stretch.
Hi, I'm DM Stretch. Stream on Twitch, same name. World Builder and TTRPG stream related stuff. Quite often making homebrew monsters and things. Occasionally do a miniature painting stream, taken to doing video gaming streams as well. I stream Mondays, Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Look out on my Discord or my Twitter under the same name. I announce on there when I'm going live. And yeah, I think that's about it.
Awesome. Thanks so much for coming to play with us tonight, Stretch. Don't be afraid to drop your link there.
I will do that
let's
now.
go to Eli.
All right. Hello, I'm Eli. I played Aaron Skywing tonight, and when I'm not playing D&D, or in this case Pathfinder, I generally do writing streams and write books, and you should definitely check out the books.
Yes, you should.
Yes, you should.
All right. And my pronouns are he, they, and that's about it.
Awesome. And don't forget to drop your links there, Eli, as well.
I'm doing it.
Awesome. Thanks, Stretch.
Yeah,
Daz?
you beat me to it.
Your turn, and drop your Kindle Vella link for Blackstone too.
Alrighty. I'm Daz and Cat. You can find me world building and writing on World Anvil, and I also have a adventure fantasy series on serial series on Kindle Vella.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's called Blackstone. It reminds me a lot of sort of, you know, the Gray Mouser a little bit, and a little bit, you know, high adventure with humor, right? With an everyman sort of hero. So, hey, Tillers, I'm writing silly things and also about gnomes. Awesome. Tillers is awesome. All right, and Magpie, your turn.
Howdy, I'm Dragon Magpie, and I played Nimble and Opal Arbor tonight. Opal. Wait, no, that was correct. I didn't mess that one up. Don't know what I'm talking about now. Nimble and Opal Arbor tonight. I do some writing and game building over on World Anvil, and I also somewhat sporadically stream over here on Twitch.
And feel
So
free to
drop by
drop your
sometime.
links too. Thank you. All
If I
right.
figure out how to do that.
Oh, I'll do it for you. Here we go.
Thank you.
There we go. All right, thanks very much, everybody. We'll go to the credits reel now. Toy Soldiers Old School tonight was game mastered by Sable Aradia and Aaron Ree, created by Diane Morrison. Audio and video tonight was provided by Zoom, character images provided by Hero Forge, sound effects and ambience provided by Sirenscape, music provided by White Sand. Check out his Patreon at patreon.com/whitesand. Mapping software provided by Campaign Cartographer 3+, World Spinner, and Ink Carnet with adaptations in Adobe Photoshop. Gaming software provided by Fantasy Grounds, Hero Lab, and World Anvil. Check out our campaign at www.worldanvil.com/w/Toy Soldier Saga. The Toy Soldier Saga is copyright 1995 by Diane Morrison, all rights reserved, and thanks guys for joining us. We had a great time tonight. I hope you did too. We're going to raid DM Stretch's friend, This Just 10. They are playing Magic the Gathering. If you guys would like to go and see Coffee Quills, however, you can find them at... Oop, wrong. It'd be twitch.tv /coffee, QILLS, right? And they do writing and they also do world building content on World Anvil. Have a good night, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow, and thanks for joining us. When you get over to our raid there, don't forget to shout, "Prepare to be boarded," because we are the Sable's privateers. Bye, everyone.